Hello and welcome to our podcast. I'm Sinne and today I'm joined with Katinka, Yannis, Nora and Kari. And today we're going to talk about different expressions and form of remembrance.
Yeah, I think one of the most obvious ways to express remembrance is photos or videos, because you can take photos or videos with your friends on vacations and nearly everywhere. And especially in times with a smartphone, it's really easy to take photos everywhere. And right now you can also share many photos on social media, and it's also remembered not only by you but also by other people who see your photos. They will be inspired by you, and I think that's a really cool part about social media, so you can remember because of photos together. What do you think about remembrance?
Yes, we also have memorial places, like the place outside, and it's just so you can go there and see like where things happened. And
another way to express memories is, for example, museums. And museums have objects from the past where you can see how people had it in the past, and you can, for example, learn about their stories and see videos from the past.
Yeah, and you can also, there are also forms of remembrance in your everyday life, such as street names and place names. For example, where I live in Norway, I live in a place called Onsøy, which is from the name Odinsøy, and it's like the history of the Vikings, which is very important in the history of Norway and other countries in the northern Europe. So like place names and street names are often made from the past and events or people, like famous people and stuff like that.
Yeah, in Germany it's the same, so we also have like street names named after scientists, for example, or after politicians. So I think it's a way to remember on all over the planet, and not just in specific countries, but it's a way which is used everywhere. Yeah, thank you for
goodbye.
Thanks for listening.
Today we are talking about an important topic, which is how immigration and memories change through time. First, we will start with some differences and similarities regarding the facts, and after that we are going to name some reasons why they immigrated.
In the past, they often used physical photos to remember people, places, and important events. In the present, on the other side, we use digital photos, so we are also able to own more photos.
Yes, that's right. I have about 20,000 pictures on my phone. They weren't able to bring 20,000 physical pictures back in that time.
I also have that amount of photos on my phone, but today and in the past, people take items and objects across the borders to remember their old life. Just in the past, they weren't able to take a lot of things with them, and just the important ones.
The way they travel is also a bit different, but also the same in some ways. In the past, they used ships. They were divided in classes. Now, most people use a car or a plane, which is also separated in classes. In addition, the time the trip takes has changed. 6 weeks in ship has over the time turned into 6 hours with plane. The risk of getting sick is also smaller, luckily.
Finally, we talk about the reasons which were, for example, in World War II, when Jews were hunted down by Nazis, so many people immigrated because of their religion. And also in the 18th century, for example, Nicholas Stoltzfus immigrated because of his marriage with a Baptist woman, which was not accepted by other people. Today, on the other hand, people don't have to worry about it anymore, because most of the time the religion is respected and accepted. Other reasons in the past and the present were opportunities to find better jobs, but also because many have to flee from their country because of war and in general their political system.
So today we will talk about some reasons why people left Germany to start a new life in the USA. We will meet different people who emigrate and look forward to change their lives.
Usually money or a new life were reasons to leave. As example, we met Martha Hühner. Martha was a nanny and left Germany when she was 70 years old. She saw the opportunity to support her family from the USA, because in the USA many nannies searched.
Another important reason is religious motives. We met Nicholas Stoltzfus. His reasons to immigrate in the US was to join a new religious trial, the Amish culture. Amish are very traditional Christians with very strict and hard rules.
Georg Abel was a German who was drafted into the military. At one time he had to fight some protesters, but he didn't want to because he was a protester himself sometime. After this event he decided to immigrate and start a new life. He started off by moving to Switzerland, then moved to France and settled down in America, got his own land and built a house.
Hannele Whiskey was a one-year-old girl when her parents decided to immigrate to America. They wanted to start a new life after the World War and leave the remaining Nazis and the distraction in Germany.
As you can see on those examples, the reasons were very different. People wanted to follow their ideals or get new ones. Others didn't have a chance to decide because they had to make money to feed their families. Then others were children and were emigrating with their parents.
Welcome, studio. Today, our topic for the podcast is the culture of remembrance. Now, we are at the German Immigration Center and there are a lot to discuss. First of all, we will start interviewing our guest. And here is Adelaide. The question is, what did you find something interesting here?
Hello, actually was interesting in the biography of George F. Abel, who had immigrated to Switzerland. Actually was interested in the biography of George F. Abel, who had immigrated to Switzerland. Everything that I can say, its way of immigration was extremely difficult.
Okay, thank you for that answer.
How does the German Immigration Center remember historical events?
Hi, I'm Sapienza. I'm very glad to be here with you all. The German Immigration Center has also different ways to remember. So they show films, for example, and also show how the people live there in these films, and then they also rebuild something like a ship, for example, because they all traveled by ship, and you can see how big the ship was, and you can also go inside and see the luggage, what they packed inside, and there is also a big room with biographies of the people, and they also tell something about their voyage, and you can also see pictures. Yes, our third guest is Leonie. She is also here with me in the museum, and she wants to tell you something about the expressions and forms of remembrance, not here in the museum, but in general.
Okay, I'm Leonie, and to remember, we have something like memorial. We have something like memorial days, and these are days to remember when something like special happened. We also have films to remember. For example, we use documentations to remember important people or important things that happened. Another thing to remember important people is through biographies. And also we can remember through yearbooks. That's something I learned in the museum today, because if you graduate, you can remember your classmates through a yearbook. And also, of course, we can remember to museums like the one we are here today. And the next question I have for another guest. Her name is Jamie, and she will answer the question, is there a collective memory?
Hi, I'm Jamie. So collective memory refers to how groups remember the past. The Chinese remember the century of humiliation, while Americans remember the 11th September and subsequent events. And the people of many nations remember the era of World War II. Our last guest is Anna. She answers the questions, what do you want to remember and how would you like to remember it?
Hello everyone. Well, first of all, I want to keep in my memory time when I was with my friends before moving to another country. And besides, I have a folder with different things like photos, cards, or even flyers. And of course, I took it with me to my new country, and I hope that in the nearest future I will add more things to remember. This was our podcast, and we hope you had a lot of fun and learned something about memories. Thank you for your attention. Bye bye.